Welcome back, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to the channel if this is the first video you've seen. My name is Brendan Todd. I am competing at Strongman Nationals September 20th this year. I also got a strict curl competition coming up in a couple weeks and street lifting, so that's max, chin up, and dip coming up August 10th of this year. I got a lot going on. The reason is because I care about strength performance. I want to be the best, the strongest there is, all right? All natural. So, how do I do that? Not only have I competed in powerlifting and I compete in powerlifting, still, I compete in strongman, compete in street lifting, compete in anything that tests a man's strength. And I appreciate the questions that you guys asked on a couple videos ago. So, if you're ever interested in anything else, please always ask the question. I'm going to do a Q&A here soon. Today, we're going to go over my street lifting workout with a strongman component in the beginning. All right, let's get right into it. I've squatted over 750 pounds. I've benched over 500 pounds numerous times. And I've deadlifted over 750 pounds. So, Strongman Nationals, September 20th, we have a press medley. It's an axle, then it's a log, then it's an axle, then it's a log, and then we're finishing out with an axle. The heaviest log I have to press is 315. The heaviest axle I have to press is 335. Now I think I probably could press 335 axle if that was the only thing I had to do, get it up and press it. But because it's a medley and it's at the end of the medley, I get pretty gassed. My overhead strength is improving. It is an area of opportunity for me to really improve in. My bench press max, 530 pounds. The most I've put overhead, I believe, has been only 315. So, because of that, I have to put a lot of work into my overhead pressing for this upcoming competition. What you see here is the press medley I was trying to get through. The axle bar you see is 300. The log here is 285. As you can see, the axle kind of comes up pretty easy, nice clean, to the gut, to the chest, and push press to lockout. The log is where I have a little bit more trouble. It's an awkward implement. It's pretty big out in front of you. It kind of pushes you back. And if you're out of breath at all during it, it's not going to be easy to stabilize your breath, stabilize the weight, and then press ahead of you. So that went up pretty easy on this set. If I'm able to keep my technique correct, if I'm able to lock everything in, the weight comes up easy. If I don't, and I rush it, or I'm not really set up, or I don't have a good brace, then it becomes a lot more difficult. So I do believe here I got 300 again. Boom. I think I rushed it there a little bit. I need to pull it into my gut a little bit more. And then press out was not too bad. The log is where I had a little bit more trouble. Try to catch my breath a little bit. Again, this is 285, so I'll be pressing a 275 log and a 315 log. I've yet to press over 300 pounds on a log, so it's definitely something I need to really be practicing. Clean was not too bad. If I could hold it to my chest a little bit more, it was really the balancing into the press. So I got in that good position. If I could just get into it and be more confident, just more explosive, just throw that weight up there, I know I have it. All right. But after that, after practicing for my strongman event, we gotta practice for my street lifting. All right, August 10th, max chin up, body weight plus however much you can hold, and max dip, body weight plus however much you can hold. For the chin ups, we did 3 sets of 2. The first set I did 3 here. This is 144. Chin has to go above the bar. I was talking to my coach, and we both agreed it is, being a bigger guy, 270. I'm 255, anywhere between 255 and 262 during the day. Being a bigger guy, it is a little bit more challenging on that mobility of getting up there. The lighter guys have a real easy time to just kind of put their chin above the bar, really holding in that position. As a bigger guy, I can power through, get the chin above the bar, but it is a little bit more difficult than what I've noticed the littler guys do. Also, the heaviest weight class in this competition, I believe, is 190 and above, and I'm like basically 260 going into this competition. So I'll be definitely the heaviest of everyone, and being heavier does not help you, from what I can tell, with these street lifts. But does not matter because we're trying to be the strongest we can be, right? So after that, we got 154 for 2 reps here. After the 154, this guy did not see my camera. You know, it's a public gym. You can be wherever you want to be, but sometimes maybe just look around a little bit more. He's all right. He was a nice kid. After that, we went for 180 for 2. Not the best camera angle. I apologize for that. Trying to brace through. First one I might have gotten. Second one, no. Strength is there. I think the power is there. You know, doing that heavy lift beforehand definitely taxes you a little bit, but overall, I'm still pretty happy with the performance. After that, went on to do a dip PR, so 255 for 3. So that's my body weight around. I'm basically holding my body weight up around my waist and hit it for 3 solid reps. Boom. Again, 2. I have not competed in a street lifting competition, but I do believe the almost 3. Anyways, I have not competed in a street lifting competition yet, but I have a feeling the rack is going to be a little bit more stable than the setup I got here. The setup I got here is fine. It's a Rogue attachment onto a Rogue rig, but because of that, there is some play. If someone is squatting out on the other side of the rig and racks it, the whole rig moves. The whole rig moves when I'm on it, so the stability factor probably will be increased come time for competition. I'm just training on what I have available now, and I have a feeling it's going to feel a lot better when I perform. In case you're wondering what's around my wrist there, at the moment I did not have any wrist wraps. So what I did, I took some athletic tape, taped it around my wrist, and just provided a little extra stability there. After those dips, I went on to 190. I think I got 7 or 8 here. So with the dip competition, your hip joint has to dip below the bar, and the middle of your shoulder has to be in line with like the tip of your elbow, or like slightly below. So those dips definitely looked good. After the dips, we did a Z press. Now, what is a Z press? A Z press is working your core stability while moving overhead. So I have to make sure I'm really stable in the core. It takes the legs completely out of it because you're kind of sitting with your feet out in front of you. And I think what I got here is 190 for, I don't know, let's check it out. So first mistake I did was when I unracked it and I tried to press for the first rep, I was doing it like cross-legged. That's very, very difficult. So I put my feet out, got a little bit better. And again, instead of a strength, it's more of a stability thing, which is really good because I need to make sure I'm very stable when I'm pressing. So your accessories should be attacking your weak points. After that, gotta always build a big chest. So we went on to a fly machine. I like this fly machine. I like how it feels. I definitely got a good stretch at the top there and a pretty good squeeze at the bottom. Put the machine in the crook of the elbows there. That's kind of how it's designed. Felt pretty good. What you're gonna notice, I'm kind of turning my wrist in like that, like a very pronated knuckles. The reason for that is the pec is an internal rotator, right? So it internally rotates the arm. So this is a little bit more of a pec bias position. That's gonna be 1. 2, it was more comfortable on the pads. You know, a lot of people use this equipment, the pads start to shrink a little bit, and because of that, you know, you can start to feel the iron rod that's holding everything up. So this just felt like a more comfortable position for me, and I got a great contraction, a great squeeze. After that, went down to pull downs. Not the most proud with the form and technique here. This is the last set, so I did 6 sets of 11. Honestly, a bit too heavy, a little too much body momentum. but I've been training, I think, 17 sets of back a week. I do 3 sets of the chin-ups. I got 6 sets here. Later in the week, when I do my home workout, I got 5 sets of 15. And then I have also later in the week with the home workout, I do 3 sets of 15 with pullovers. My back, and not only that, but with Strongman, Strongman is basically how strong your back is. How strong your lower back is, how strong your upper back, how strong is your back. The deadlifts, the farmer's carries, the yoke carries, the sandbag picks and carries and pullovers, what else do we got? The throws, everything is a lot of lower back work. And that is one of the reasons it's such a great training tool, is because of that, right? Obviously you can't go too intense too quickly, else you might lead to some problems. But if you can build up your volume and your intensity appropriately over time, you're going to build a very strong back. And a very strong back is a very strong person. But with all that being said, my back is always sore in a good way. My lats are always sore in a good way. After that, we did some tricep pushdowns. I think this is 140 here. I wanted to keep it pretty controlled, right? When I was a bit of a younger lifter, I used a lot of momentum. I cared a lot about how much weight was on for every single exercise. And I think you can probably do that up to a point, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be valuable up to a point. And I would argue to say it's probably not super valuable altogether. You have to figure out what is the purpose of the exercise, what is the primary purpose, the secondary purpose, tertiary purpose, what could all the purposes of an exercise could be, right? If I'm doing, if I give you chest flies, for instance, I'm your coach, I give you chest flies, all right, what's the goal here? The number one goal is probably to build a bigger chest, stimulate the chest for hypertrophy. We can do that with heavier weight, but we can also do that with appropriate tempo, lighter weight, performing the reps really well. If the only goal is a better chest and hypertrophy for that chest, then perform the exercise accordingly. Save the heavy weight for the bench press, save the heavy weight for the shoulder press, save the heavy weight to execute very well on the major compound lifts, because that's what the compounds are for. Isolation and accessory lifts are for something else, right? A secondary goal of the pec fly could just be the mobility of your shoulder girdle, or your ability to hold a good chest position, just like on the bench for the chest fly, right? Every single exercise, it's not only like, oh, I want bigger triceps, let me do push downs, right? Sometimes it is. But there could always be other goals. So if you're working with a coach, make sure he can kind of explain that if you have questions. All right, guys, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me the things you like and tell me the things you want to see. Let's get it.